and then it's spring. First you have brown. All around you have brown. Then there are seeds, and a wish for rain, and then it rains. And it is still brown, but a hopeful, very possible sort of brown. And is that a little green? No, it's just brown, sort of brown. Then it is a week. And you worry about those little seeds. And if maybe it was the birds. Or maybe it was the bears and all that stomping. Because bears can't read signs that say things like, please do not stomp here. There are seeds and they are trying. And then it is one more week. And the brown, still brown, has a greenish hum that you can only hear if you put your ear to the ground and close your eyes. And then it is one more week. And a sunny day. That sunny day that happens right after that rainy day. And you walk outside to check on all that brown. But the brown isn't around. And now you have green. All around you have green.
So, kindergartners, spring has sprung. Last month, March, in the middle of the month, spring came. Did you notice? Your job for science today is to go outside with your iPad and find signs of spring. Here's some of the signs that I found.
Mud, glorious mud. You can see some of the green poking through a lot of the brown. In some spots, if you pull away some of that brown, it's easier to see the green. The water is running in the rivers and the creeks, and you don't see ice on top of that water. People are collecting sap from maple trees to turn into maple syrup. In the forests, you'll see lots of brown leaves on the ground. You might also find standing water that's just in really large puddles. The weeds are starting to grow. You'll find some moss, tracks in the mud. Cattails are getting ready to drop their seeds as soon as it's warm enough. Maple trees have something called insignificant flowers, which means they aren't showy. You might not even notice them. They aren't like roses or tulips or dandelions. Maple trees have small, not showy flowers, but they are important. The bees do not pollinate them. The wind will blow the pollen around to create the seeds. In the summer, you will see crab apples on this tree, but if they're not eaten, they shrivel up and become the robin's first food. Even though the robin is a meat eater, they will only eat these shriveled up crab apples until the worms start coming out. When they eat these, they will eventually poop out the seeds, and we will get more trees. This happens with all fruit and birds. Many birds, like these robins, will find a tree to eat from and a tree to seek shelter within. Here, the robins are eating from the crabapple tree and seeking shelter in the spruce tree. The spruce tree acts like the house, and the crabapple tree is their kitchen.
All right, kindergartners, let's see what signs of spring you found.
Instead of starting in Seesaw, after you take your photos, go into Pic Collage, which is up at the top of my screen with that little apple. Once you're in Pic Collage, you're going to go to the pink icon that says Grids. And then you're going to go in and you're going to pick whatever pictures you want to include in your Pic Collage. I am going to pick just a few of them. Let's do those 4. And then I'm going to do a green check in the corner. And then I can choose which grid I'd like. Maybe I would like this look, or I can scroll along on the bottom to pick which one I'd like. Oh, I like that heart green that Finley found right there. That's perfect. So I'm happy with that. So I'm going to press the little green check mark, greenish blue. And then the only other thing you might want to do is at the bottom, there is a little icon that has lines that are diagonal that says backgrounds. And then you can go in there and you can change the color of your background. When you're done with that, you're going to do that green check mark. I'm all done and good to go and send it to my teacher. So I'm going to press up in the top corner where it says done. And then Don't forget this part. It's very important. Right in the middle, you'll see that down arrow, and you're going to push Save to Library. And that is saved into my photo gallery now. Now that you have your pic collage done, you are going to go into Seesaw. You are going to go to Add and Post Student Work. And now you're not going to go to Photo. You're going to go to the one below it, Upload, the one with the cloud arrow. You're going to go to your photos, and then you're going to go to the very top one, Camera Roll, and you will find your picture. Yes, do the green check mark. And then when it's loaded, you can do just the same as you've always done in Seesaw. You can press that microphone button and then tell your teacher about the signs of spring you found. I would tell my teacher that I saw green poking out of the brown, and I saw maple sap being collected in a bucket, and I found crab apples that have been shriveled up for the robins, and I found, you remember what they're called? Insignificant flowers on the maple tree.